Hi everyone, I'm Ariel Lim, and this is Ariel Lim Yoga. So you know who I am, you know what we're doing. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for yoga for letting go. Now, every once in a while, we get that heavy feeling that there's something we're holding on to that needs to go, whether it's a feeling, whether it's physical tension, whether it's a person, or maybe a regret. We are going to spend some time today on the mat working through whatever it is that needs to be let go through some gentle hip openers here. We're going to move nice and slow. We're going to be low to the floor today. If you have a block, grab it now, and we'll start in a kneeling position towards the front of our mat. You can sit on your feet. You can have your feet out on either side with the tops of the feet on the mat if you want a little more stretch here in the calves. You might take your block, place it between the feet, sitting down on it just for a little extra height. Taking a moment to find your shape, whichever kneeling position feels good. And if kneeling is not your jam, you can be in nice, easy pose as well. Close your eyes, resting your hands on your thighs or your knees. Sitting up nice and tall. If you're on your block, you're rooted nice and firmly on that block. If you're on the mat, you have that nice connection with the tops of the legs on the mat. Or if you're seated with the glutes on the mat, sitting up nice and tall, relax the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath here through the nose. And exhale. We're settling into our practice here. Take another nice deep cleansing breath through the nose. And exhale. Letting go into the start of our practice. Taking a moment here to scan the body, scan your energy, and notice anything as you're doing that that may be ready to go. And as we work through our practice today, keep your awareness working towards letting go. Maybe you don't get to it today. With that intention, take a nice deep breath through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And on our next inhale, we can open the eyes, rise the arms up and overhead, reaching up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And then we'll lower that right hand to the side and reach over with the left fingertips for a side body stretch. Maybe you gaze up at those left fingertips. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale to come back through center, reach up towards the ceiling, and then we'll lower that left hand and reach over with the right for a side body stretch. On this side, maybe gaze up at those right fingertips. Take a nice deep breath up through the side body. And exhale to come back through center. We'll reach up towards the sky and we'll take a twist to the right, relaxing the left hand on the right thigh or knee, gazing over that right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, maybe you twist a little deeper, starting to let go. Rinse anything unneeded, unwanted away. Take a nice deep breath, come back up through center, reach up towards the sky, and we'll take a twist to the left, bringing the right hand to the left thigh or left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale to twist, gazing over that left shoulder. Take another nice full breath, finding length along the spine. And exhale to wring it out. Nice cleansing twist. Take a nice inhale. We'll come back up through center. Reach the arms up and overhead. And then we'll exhale the hands down. We'll walk our left fingertips out towards the left. And we'll bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. You can stay here feeling this Nice, gorgeous stretch along the side of the neck and the traps. Or you can bring that right hand to the top of the head, gently resting it here. Take a nice deep breath, breathe up through those fingertips. And exhale, let go of any tension you're carrying here in the neck and shoulder. Take a nice deep breath and we'll come back through center. Shake it off. And then we'll walk those right fingertips over and begin to bring the left ear towards the left shoulder until we feel that nice stretch along the side of the neck and shoulder here. You can stay here or you can reach that left hand to the top of the head, gently resting it where it's comfortable. Take a nice deep breath up through those right fingertips, breathing into any tension, anything you're carrying here in that shoulder. And exhale, let it go. Beautiful. We'll inhale and come back up through center and shake it off. This time we'll walk both fingertips out until we get a nice stretch across the chest. We're nice and open here. And we're going to begin to take our chin from shoulder to shoulder towards the chest. Following your own pace of breath, exaggerating this movement. Letting go of tension in the cervical spine, so the upper part of the spine. A few more rounds. Beautiful. We'll come back up through center and we'll take it back, bringing our ears to our shoulders. Bringing our head from side to side. Getting a nice stretch along the throat. Feeling a stretch along the sides of the neck and the back. Take your time here. There's no rush. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll meet back in a nice neutral spine here. We'll inhale to rise the arms up and overhead. And we'll just take another quick twist here, sitting up nice and tall towards the right, and exhale, gaze over that right shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale here, and exhale, let it go. We'll come back up through center, reach up towards the ceiling, and then take a twist to the left. Same deal. Inhale, breathing along that spinal column, lifting the crown of the head towards the sky. And exhale to twist, gazing over the left shoulder towards the back of the mat. Take a nice full cleansing breath here. And exhale, let it go. Beautiful. We'll come back up through center. You can remove your block if you're sitting on one, move it to the side, and we'll come down for a closed-like child's pose. We'll paint the mat with our hands, bringing the palms up towards the sky as we bring our forehead to the mat, our glutes and our hips reaching towards our heels. Take a nice full breath here. And exhale, surrendering into the support of our mat. I am on my favorite mat today. It's one of the first mats I've purchased. It's been with me for quite a while. Sometimes in these more vulnerable practices, especially with hip openers, it's nice to create a comfortable, safe environment. And you're safe here on your mat with me. Take a nice deep, full breath here. And exhale. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to a tabletop position, bringing our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. Our fingers are spread nice and wide, nice and active across the chest and shoulders. Nice long line of energy from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. We're going to move into some cat cows. Take your time here as you inhale, dropping the belly towards the mat, lifting the tailbone and the chin towards the sky. Cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, lift the spine towards the sky, press the ground away, bring the chin to the chest, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone. We're in our cow pose here. Exhale, slowly rise that spine up, bring the chin down towards the chest, press that ground away for cat pose. Now move in and out of your cats and your cows at your own pace. Maybe you bring some movement into it. Maybe you do some figure eights with the hips, waking them up before we move into some more hip openers. Whatever feels good here. Feel free to try something, and if it doesn't feel good, try something else. All good. One more round following your own pace. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll walk the hands forward, begin to lower the chest towards the mat, keeping the hips lifted for our puppy pose. Take a nice deep breath, breathing up through those fingertips, along the arms, across the chest. Exhale down the back, down the legs, through the feet. Letting go. This is a great heart opener, and part of letting go is opening your heart to whatever comes next. It's easy to become closed off when you're letting go, but that sometimes makes it harder to let go, right? It's nice to stay open to new experiences, opportunities, people. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we're going to begin to come forward onto the forearms, bringing our thighs and our stomachs to our mat, sitting up nice and tall in the front here, opening across the chest. Our elbows are underneath our shoulders, our fingers are spread nice and wide. We're in our Sphinx pose here. Feel the mat underneath you, supporting you as you gently have this intention of tugging the forearms back as you bring the chest forward. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe you can lift a little bit higher. And exhale, we'll release our forearms, stacking them on top of each other, bringing our right cheek to our left hand. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale, we'll bring the right leg to a 90-degree angle in a half frog pose. Our foot is flexed, and if you have a block, you can place it underneath the knee and the thigh just for a little extra support. It's a great gentle hip opener. We're pressing our left hip crease and quad, our shin onto the mat, staying active in that leg so we get the most benefit from this hip opener. Take a nice deep breath here. Breathe into those hips. Exhale. Relax into the stretch. As you inhale, breathe into anything you may be carrying here that you no longer need. And as you exhale, begin to let it go. Take another nice deep inhale, just like that. Acknowledging, thanking anything that comes up for whatever lesson it may have taught you. And then say goodbye as you exhale. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here at your own pace. And when you feel satisfied, you can move that block to the side for a moment. We'll straighten the right leg back, bringing the top of the leg, thigh, the shin to the mat. We'll keep our right cheek on our forearms. And we'll begin to lift our right foot, bringing the heel towards our glute, getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg and in the quad. Maybe you reach back and pull the foot a little bit closer. I carry a lot of tension in the hip crease, in the quad, just from some of my lower body workouts. So this is a great way to relieve some of that tension. Slowly relax the right foot to the mat, taking a moment here with the hands stacked again, just to take a breath and exhale. This time you can reach back and pull that heel close to the glute, staying here. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can move into a half bow posture, kicking that foot up into the hand, pressing our left leg into the mat for a little extra stability here. Holding for 3, for 2, and for 1. And then we'll gently relax that right foot onto the floor. Taking a moment here just to breathe. Oh, that's such a beautiful stretch. So now we'll take it to the left. We'll bring our right cheek towards our arm here. Take a nice deep breath. And then we'll bend that left leg at a 90-degree angle. And if you have your block, you can place it underneath your knee in your thigh for a little support. Once more. Taking a nice full deep breath as you breathe into those hips, pressing the right hip crease, the right quad, right shin into your mat for a little extra stretch. Take a nice deep breath, breathe into that hip, that left thigh, noticing anything you may be holding on to here on this side. And exhale, begin to let it go. Take another nice deep inhale and exhale, continuing to rinse anything that no longer serves you away. Taking a few breaths here at your own pace. Beautiful. You can move your block to the side. We'll bring the top of the left leg back onto the mat, keeping our right cheek on our arms. And then we'll begin to lift that left foot towards the glute. The closer the heel comes towards the glute, the more of a stretch you'll feel along that left hip crease in the front, along the quad, and in the back of the leg. Maybe you reach back and pull the foot a little bit closer if you want more of a stretch. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale, we'll gently release the left foot to the floor and take a breath. Beautiful. We'll begin to bring that left foot towards the glute again, reaching back for that foot. You can stay here if you'd like to challenge yourself. Take a nice big inhale. Then exhale to kick that left foot into the hand for a half bow pose. We're pressing our hips into the mat as we lift that leg, that foot into the left hand. Holding for 3, holding for 2, holding for 1. Slowly let go. Great job. We'll come back down onto our bellies. Our legs are resting on the floor. We'll take a nice deep inhale and exhale, letting go of any little tension we may have put in the legs there. And then we'll press ourselves up and back for a wide child's pose. The big toes touch, the knees come out wide. We reach forward with the arms as we bring the hips and the glutes towards the heels. Releasing our chest, our forehead to the mat. Take a nice deep, full breath here in your child's pose. Feel your body rise. Exhale, letting go. Relaxing into our mats. Taking a few breaths here at your own pace. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale as you lift yourself up. Cross the ankles, sit back, and we'll bring the feet forward, or however you get to your seated position, really is fine. You can bring the soles of the feet together. The hips and the thighs begin to grow heavy here as we let gravity bring our knees out and down towards the ground. They do not have to come anywhere near the ground, of course. And just that intention of just letting gravity gently open your hips. We're sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you move the fleshy parts of your booty to the side so you're connected firmly with your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, maybe you bring the elbows in towards the thighs, reaching the chest forward, gaze forward, keeping the back straight. So we're in our Baddha Konasana, our seated bound angle pose, but we're also folding gently. Beautiful hip opener here. Of course, if this is too much, you can sit right back up. You can bring the heels out further for a less intense stretch along the inner thigh. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe you find a little more length along the spine, and as you exhale, maybe you come a little further down, pressing the thighs a little closer towards the ground, finding a little more depth here. Breathing into anything you may be holding on to, and as you exhale, let it go. Wash it away into your mat. It can become something new for another day. Take another nice deep breath. And we'll sit up. We'll extend the legs out, bringing our glutes towards our heels. We'll slowly lower ourselves down to our backs, giving ourselves a nice big hug, wrapping the shins with our arms, clasping our fingers together, rocking side to side. Maybe you make circles with the knees if that feels good on the low back. Taking a moment for self-love here. You deserve it. We'll lower our feet to the mat. Our knees are towards the ceiling. And we'll take our right foot and cross it over our left knee. We could thread the needle here, bring the hands together behind the left thigh, lifting that left foot off the floor. You can press the right elbow into the right thigh for a little more of a stretch. And if you're good here and you want a little bit more, you can begin to pull that left thigh and the right shin towards your chest. The closer you bring your shin and your thigh towards your body, the more of a stretch you're going to feel along the hip, along the hamstring. Keep the feet nice and flexed and active here. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, release that left foot to the mat. We'll uncross the legs and we'll take it to the other side. So we'll bring the left foot across the right knee. We'll pick that right foot up off the floor, flex the feet. As we clasp our hands around our left thigh and pull that thigh in close towards the chest if you want that extra stretch. It may feel good to press the left elbow into the left thigh for a little more resistance as you pull that right thigh towards you, that left shin towards your chest. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. And release that right foot to the floor. We'll uncross the legs. We'll give ourselves another nice big hug. Maybe rocking side to side a little bit. And then we'll keep the right leg hugged in as we extend the left leg out, letting it relax onto the floor. We'll hold on to that right shin and we'll just bring the knee across, getting a little movement along the hip crease as we bring the knee from the center of our chest here. And exhale, bringing it towards our armpit. Doesn't have to be a big movement. We're just gently guiding the knee back and forth, getting, like I said, a little movement in the hip crease, releasing maybe some tension we may have built here. And then we'll take a moment of stillness, squeezing the knee towards the chest. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll guide that knee across and over to the left for a supine twist. We'll cactus the right arm, keeping the shoulders on our mat. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, maybe gaze over at the right fingertips. One last final rinse in these twists. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll come back to center. We'll hug both knees into the chest, rocking side to side for a moment. And then we'll extend that right leg out and release it to the mat, hugging in that left knee. And we'll begin to do the same motion of bringing it from the center of the chest over towards the armpit. You should feel this along the left hip crease. Moving nice and slowly. No need to make these big movements either. Just finding a pace and a amount of movement that feels good in your hip crease. And then we'll find a moment of stillness, squeezing that knee towards our chest. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, we'll guide that left knee over towards the right. We'll cactus the left arms, trying to keep those shoulders flat on our mat. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, maybe you gaze over at those left fingertips. Take one final cleansing breath in this twist. Exhale, let it all go. Take another nice deep breath. We'll come back through center, giving ourselves one final squeeze. Maybe you curl up into a tiny little ball, bring that chin towards the knees. Take a nice deep breath here. And exhale into your Shavasana, relaxing the feet towards either corner of the mat, letting the palms face up, resting gently at your side. Take a nice full, deep, cleansing breath up through the feet, the legs, the torso, up through the crown. As you exhale, release the weight of your body fully into the support of your mat. Take another nice full cleansing breath, just like that one, the biggest breath you've taken all day. And exhale into peace. Enjoy your Shavasana. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing awareness back into this space, onto your mat, into your body. Choose whichever side feels good to you today. Curling into the fetal position, bringing your head to rest on your lower arm. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Taking a moment here to reflect on your practice. Noticing what may have come up that needed to be let go. Noticing if you were able to let go. Noticing your energy here. As you extend gratitude to yourself for coming to the mat today. This is an especially challenging practice, not in the asana itself, but just in the intention of letting go. So I'm proud of you for showing up and sticking with it with me. Take a nice deep breath and keeping the eyes closed or the gaze lowered. Use our exhale to come up to a nice comfortable seated position facing the front of our mat. Sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath as we rise the arms up towards the sky. The palms meet and we'll exhale the hands to heart center. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today for yoga for letting go. I hope that whatever it was you needed to say goodbye to, you were able to make peace today. I hope to see you again soon on the mat. And as always, from my heart to yours.